Hi there, my name is Kay Moon and I'm a twin flame channel and Western astrologer, and this is a video about the full moon in Pisces taking place on August 30th at 9:35 p.m. If you happen to be on the eastern seaboard of the United States, please check a time zone converter for your local time. This will be the energy update for the Twin Flame Collective. Before we get started, I wanted to invite you to a very special conversation I'm going to have live here on YouTube on Sunday, August 27th at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean. I'm going to be providing a live Ascension Energy update for the Lightworker and Twin Flame Collective. We're going to talk about some Ascension symptoms, where we're at as a collective at this time, and transitions you may be experiencing. The conversation will be completely free. I'm also going to take some live questions and answers here on YouTube. And there will be, like I said, an open Q&A portion there at the end. So love for you to join. I'll also be introducing and inviting you to this year's session of Q&A with Kay, Lightworker Mastery. If you'd like to enroll early, you absolutely can. We start on September 1st. It's a 5-week program for twins and light workers, and each weekly session is split into light instruction followed by juicy and lengthy Q&A and coaching. Links are in the description box below if you'd like to join Lightworker Mastery Q&A with Kay. I'd love for you to be there if you're guided, and I'll be sharing more details on Sunday. It will be on Sunday on August 27th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Let's get into this particular lunar update. So let's get back to the chart. I want to make sure you guys can see it. Full moon in Pisces here. There we go. All right. So this full moon is an interesting one for counterparts, because while neither counterpart is directly touching the full moon, Jupiter is kind of loosely in the mix. Other planetary movement is activating the counterparts in some really key ways, specifically the Venus retrograde for both of them and the Mercury retrograde for the divine masculine energy fields. We're going to get into what this means within the context of the full moon in a moment. But let's discuss the full moon's impact first. Here's our full moon at the 7th degree. Let's just mark it out. There we go. The 7th degree of Pisces, opposite the sun. That's what creates the full moon. And at that 7th degree of Pisces, in the Lightworker energy update, I shared that this lunation is part of a series of lunations designed to help us transform the structure of our material world and circumstances, or reformat our material worlds to match our interior upgrades from the last 3 years. This moment in the ongoing timeline comes with a lot of decisions about things that we'd like to release. And so we have the sun, which is creating the full moon here in the sign of decisions and discernment. That's Virgo. And we've got the moon out here culminating a process, and the final sign of the zodiac, that's Pisces, with an invitation to release. We'll be releasing things from our life structures, and that's Saturn sitting so close to this full moon. And we'll be reformatting these structures of our lives to more closely match our spiritual growth. And that spiritual growth is represented by Saturn and the moon, both here in Pisces. With this, there are going to be invitations into key conversations, and that'll be this Mercury retrograde component. As Mercury backs up, it will start to be in direct opposition to the moon as the moon moves forward. So we're going to start to see opportunities for communication, and communication that would be super necessary at this time in order to lay foundation for the shape of things to come. In that Lightworker energy update, I lay out specific areas of life and the types of conversations needed to align our lives with our evolution. So please have a listen for the full details, as this is really a pivotal time for all of our lives where amazing outcomes can occur if we're just willing to have the needed conversations and make the needed changes. As the saying goes, nothing changes if we don't change. So let's talk about the divine counterparts more directly. We have Juno in Leo coming in conjunction with Venus. So here's Juno. She represents our divine feminine energy. And we have a retrograde Venus here backing up toward her in the sign of Leo. And we would call, they're 5 degrees apart. So we would definitely say this is a conjunction. And I really like this. I'm really loving seeing this as part of the Venus retrograde. And it's part of a brief series of activations that will be making during the month of August. Are we almost done with that? Wow, that went by fast. And September, the divine feminine's energy field, particularly bright, radiant, and conduits for light at a time when feminine leadership is really needed here on Earth. It's an endowment energy or power boost kind of energy as she hits Venus and they travel together. Venus will retrograde, and then the two of them will move forward together because Juno's already moving forward. They'll just start moving forward together for a few degrees. Venus will endow the divine feminine energetic fields with a lot of magnetism, a lot of charm, a lot of unignorability. Jupiter, she'll meet up with Jupiter as she gets to the 15th degree of Leo. She'll square Jupiter at that 15th degree of Taurus here, and that'll be within the next few weeks, couple weeks, 3 weeks. We'll have her in conversation, receiving from Jupiter a boost of luck in anything she activates or lays her hand to at this time. This is an extraordinarily fortunate boost for her as she continues her travels. She'll reach the late degrees of Leo and then square directly Uranus there as well. Then this will bring an electric current of surprise and unpredictability into her field, either making your own divine feminine energy field perspectives, actions, insights, the electric factor to everyone around you. Alternatively, it'll be like calling in that electricity to move through you and transform and reshape your life. Within this, it's a moment of key opportunity to take action while there's so much support in any area of life you're called to in order to make changes. The secondary interpretation I have, as she sits in one of the fire signs. Fire signs deal with the life force energy and our capacity to work spiritually. Water signs, emotions. Air signs deal with intellect and communication. Earth signs, the physical body. Fire signs deal with spirit. And so as she's locked in a fire sign with Venus, what can be happening as she's coming into formation with Jupiter, the divine masculine energy, even though it's a square, it's more harmonious because of Venus's influence here. There will be a vibrational influx of information about the connection and your counterpart and what the connection needs from you at this time. And you may have already experienced some preludes to this heightened intuition about things you may not have known, your counterpart may not have said, or things that are just kind of it's almost like there's you and then there's them and then there's the connection. The connection will talk to you if you let it. The spiritual connection will actually give you information about where you need to grow and what's happening, that the ways in which the plant needs to be watered, if you will. And that may have already started back in July. The receptivity will continue as we move into the next 3 weeks. And you may be receiving lots of intuitive hits about your counterpart, about your connection, about what's needed for evolution, specifically from you, meaning it would help the connection if you did this, that, and the other thing. It's going to be very personal. Leo, where she's sitting, is a very personal sign. Taurus, where he is sitting, is a very personal sign as well. The intuitive hits will likely, I'm going to be honest, because they are in a squaring position, Jupiter and Juno there. And Leo deals with, our pride and our ego. Ego is not a bad thing. Taurus deals with our comfort zone. The intuitive hits that you get may challenge your ego because she's in Leo and he's in Taurus. But that's kind of the point of love, to have the courage to put pride aside and just stand for it, live it, be it, express it, embody it. And it does look like this goes well into the divine feminine energy fields at this time, or goes well inside of them, meaning standing for love. If you take risks as you stand for love at this time, it does look like it can go much more favorably than it normally would when Venus is square Jupiter or square Uranus. It looks like it has the potential to go much better. For those who identify themselves in some format of separation, this could have you preparing yourself mentally and physically to receive love again, to let your heart open again. And it's a beautiful energy for it. A lot of healing has already taken place in the divine feminine energy fields. 2022 was a huge year for healing and release. Now we're moving into a year of reemergence in the divine feminine energy fields. And certainly lots of work has been done to restore health, integrity, and wholeness. And so this would be a moment in time where, if you followed along and you've been doing the healing work up leading up until now might be a time, and I'm definitely hearing it in a lot of my sessions with clients, like, yeah, I think I'm really ready to try love again. I'm ready to open my heart again. What happened in the past happened. I learned what I needed to learn. I have let it go, and I'm ready to move forward. You may find yourself in that place. Okay. For those who are looking for an ex to return, or wondering if there could be a second chance with someone that you already know, the answer is 100% yes in this energy, with the Venus retrograde now magnetizing herself with Juno in the divine feminine energetic fields. I speak about it at length in the second half of the Lightworker energy update for how that could manifest, what to look for if it does, and how to navigate it, and which signs are most likely to experience that. So definitely have a listen in the Lightworker energy update if that's something that you are looking for. It was relevant to the collective on the whole, not exclusive to twin flames. So I put it there, but it definitely certainly applies to twin flames as well. So you can find that information over there. If you're already feeling some sense of resonance with the things that I've shared so far, hit that like button on the video. It definitely helps the content get circulated. And if you would like to get a reading on how to navigate this, if you've been thinking about reaching out to an ex of yours, or you've been wanting to figure out how to utilize all of this second chance energy in the air for new opportunities in business or work or career, then by all means, book a reading with me over at kmoonastro.com. The link is below this video. My calendar is open next week. I would absolutely love to work with you. All right, now let's talk about the divine masculine energy more directly. There's Jupiter here in Taurus. And Jupiter is loosely talking to this full moon in a conversation we call a sextile as astrologers. It's 60 degrees roughly from the full moon. But Jupiter is also talking to Mercury and will have done so 3 times during this Mercury retrograde, making that a very potent conversation. We'll have spoken to Venus 3 times during the Venus retrograde as well. And in addition to that, there's this conversation with Juno that's coming into perfection as a square as well. Now, all of this is actually placing love, connection, and partnership very directly front and center in our divine masculine energy fields, and the most directly in our divine masculine energy fields I've seen since roughly February or March of this year. This is a moment in the year where collectively, if love is being sought, love can certainly be attained. And personally, it's a wonderful energy for divine counterparts to begin to anchor in the third dimension in like tangible reality. Whatever spiritual union work you've been doing, this is a great opportunity to materialize it through our divine masculine energy fields as he's sitting in a material sign that's Taurus there. It brings forward the love and relationship aspects of both Venus and Juno. Separately, they cover all sorts of different things. Venus can also deal with beauty. Venus can also deal with money. Separately, Juno can deal with marriage. She can deal with commitment and follow through. She's a patroness in many ways and a supporter of people who need support. She's one of a divine mother kind of energy. But what the two have in common is love and bond and connection. And with the two of them sitting together and Jupiter speaking to the two of them, it places their love related energy. It amplifies what they have in common, which is love and connection. And now that energy is being fed back into the divine masculine energetic fields. Okay. And so it's, I can't interpret it another way. Like, many times I'll be like, oh, well, this could also mean some stuff about money and this could mean some stuff about this. And nah, this is very specifically love focused. And I can't even like pretend it's like just self-love focused. Yeah, self-love is certainly in here. Taurus is all about self-worth. And certainly Leo is about our self-sovereignty. But if I could play it off if it was just Venus as a self-love thing, but with Juno in the mix, there's definitely the impact and influence of another person. So this is Jupiter dealing with a love interest energy in the divine masculine energy fields. And so as we move toward the end of Venus retrograde on September 3rd, and Venus exits shadow on October 7th, this 1 month window where Mercury is retrograde while Venus is coming out of shadow, there's an influence of love cultivation in the divine masculine energy fields, so that the part of you may be wanting to take action toward a divine counterpart at this time through reaching out or some format of communication. I'm going to be honest, it's highly encouraged at this moment in time. It looks like it could go very favorably if you're identifying in some format of separation, or if you're in union and like, okay, there's some difficult stuff that we haven't addressed but really needs to be talked about. Now is a period of time that it could go quite well. Caveat emptor, right? If somebody said, look, I need some space, please don't contact me, don't reach out, I'll get back in touch with you, right? If somebody's been, yellow lighting or red lighting you in communication where they, are starting to slow down responses, they are not initiating, obviously, do not blow past their red light. That would be disrespectful of the boundary that they have set if they verbally took a step back. But if they've just been yellow lighting, but you'd like to be in better communication, this is a great opportunity to state that and just say, hey, I really enjoy your company. I enjoy communication with you. Um, I noticed my last few texts you didn't get back. I don't want to step on your toes, but I also don't, want to miss out on being connected. Is there a better way for us to connect that would work better for you? Great question to ask at this time. Or, are you looking for some space, or do you just like it when I reach out? Great clarification to ask. Virgo, Mercury retrograde is paying attention to all the details and having a conversation about them to get it right. Sometimes these small conversations can make such a big difference in two people being on the same page and neither one of them jumping to conclusions that can completely undermine a wonderfully unfolding connection. So it's a great opportunity to do that. Now, somebody has, like I said, drawn a hard line and said, look, this is where I stand on this. I'm not going to engage in further communication with you. Respect it, let it go. Time to move on. This is a perfect full moon to move forward, to cut ties, to take the lesson and leave in love. Great opportunity for that. Okay. Now, for those of you who want to be in communication with a counterpart and there has not been red lighting, hard boundaries, or yellow lighting, slowed communication, this is an opportunity to try and approach with curiosity. Jupiter with Mercury is absolutely a curious energy, especially in Virgo. It's very inquisitive. It wants to understand. If you owe an apology because your actions may have created hurt, even if you didn't intend it to be, if hurt was created, just offer the apology, right? Opening with that can be a great way to begin the process of rebuilding fences or bridges in communication. If you can leave blame stories in the past, that's going to be ideal. You want to try to see whomever you're wanting to communicate with through new eyes. You want to look for where they're new, not for where they are showing up the exact same way they did before. Are they the same person? Yeah, they're still in the same body. Are there parts that are going to be the same? Yes. Don't keep bringing up the past. If they're done and you're done, let it go. Let people be new. You be new. Yeah? How about that? That is a great way to have things unfold in a new way by looking for the ways in which they're new. And the reason I bring this up is because of the proximity of Jupiter with Uranus here. There's been a lot of shifts for all of us in our divine masculine energy fields that are only going to amplify next year and cause us to feel like very different people. And the process has already been underway as Jupiter reemerged in the first sign of the zodiac at the start of this year in Aries. This is a huge year of newness in our divine masculine internal energy fields. So trust that if somebody has the courage to reach out to you, chances are they've done some growth and are in a different place. If you would like to be connected, then by all means, give it a shot. This is a great second chance opportunity. Last thing I'll say about it is consider that it may be on your mind and heart. If you're still listening, right, to this, and you're like, yeah, are they going to reach out? Are they going to reach out? You may be wondering if they're going to reach out because you're the one occupying more divine masculine energy at this time. And it's really incumbent upon you to reach out at this time. Okay. So yeah, I really like that for those who are occupying some format of separation or identifying in some format of separation. You may find that this is an opportunity to get off that timeline, if you want to. Now, if you could use some guidance on how to facilitate this energy or work with it, you want some coaching around it, now is an opportunity to book with me over at K Moon Astro, but do it while the energy is most supportive. because this energy shifts very quickly into something different as we get into Libra season. And so this is a very good time to iron out communication stuff with people if that's something that you're looking to do. And I did first look at the end of the Lightworker energy update. So if you want to see where things progress for us as a collective, you'll find that over there. And I really hope to see you on Sunday for a live chit chat about the Ascension. It's an honor to be able to do this with you each lunar update. Thanks for everyone who likes, shares, and subscribes. I love our time and our work together. And I think that's all I wanted to say for now. Links for everything are below this video. Take great care and bye for now.